Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Tuesday, October the 20th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. And the room is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm on the mic from that time. I'm usually in the room about quarter to 9 and I get onto the mic at 9. And I try to stick around a little bit later on after 4 o'clock to answer some questions. Okay, well, let's see now. Here is really the only one we should be talking about today, and that is hog. Let me just bring up hog, get it on a 15-minute chart, and let me get rid of the this and the symbol linking. Okay, and also show the pre-market. All right, so hog had earnings, obviously not great. And so here's where hog closed yesterday, $56, and so it gapped all the way down to 52, and it just slid from there. The good news, bad news for me. Unfortunately, my broker had no shares to short. I would have loved to have gotten in around here, but nonetheless, the the AI channel did find hog at 49. It looks like it's way late, but not really. What it was doing is was finding it on the opening range break, opening 30-minute range break. And this was actually a couple of, it was in both of these, the hold for 30 minutes and hold for 60 minutes. But, again, I couldn't take part in it, but of course I posted it and I know a lot of people did get into it. So that's the good news. Now, when it says hold 30, is this 15 minute? Yeah. So let's just take a look at 49. I'll just put a bar right there at 49. So yeah, maybe a little bit of froth right there, but that still was within within the 60 minutes. So this was just a great hole. I mean, the only little green candle was right around there. So I mean, arguably, just because it says it's a hold for 30 or 60 minutes, I mean, if the stock is still moving down or in the trend in the direction that you want it to go, there's no reason to sell. So this was just a great alert from the AI channel. I mean, arguably you could have got, almost $2 out of it, but even $1.50. So very, very good. So here's the bad. The bad is that I, basically said to the room, okay, let's take a look at this bounce play as a bounce play. And I got into the trade right, well, it was at 47.48. I sold a little right here at 47.49. Not sure if it would just, this was just a mini bounce. I don't mind. I didn't mind that, taking a little bit off to make sure that I'm going to get some profit. And then, it got all the way up to here, and then it started coming down, and I sold at 47.77, and which is hard to see. And again, I want them to fix this. It's driving me nuts. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. 47.77 on the way back down, but then it closed right here, and then it just exploded right after that. If it waited about probably another 2 or 3 minutes, it would have been a really, really excellent trade. And now it has come down. So I guess my point is we don't know when that bar is going to happen. It could have just as easily happened right there. So, I'm not going to beat myself up too much on this. Now, the interesting thing for me on the AI channel now, and I know everybody's clamoring for it to be released, and I'm one too, because then you guys can start making up your own mind on what trades you want to take. But there obviously was some work on this last night because, look at the number of trades. Very, very few overall for all of the strategies, okay? As an example, I think this one, I believe this one was very active yesterday, had something like 48 trades. There probably was a total of, I'm going to say 80 total trades, which is, let's face it, I mean, it's just too much. I mean, it's very difficult to figure out which ones you want to take, which ones you don't want to take. And even if you're the type of person that says, I only want to play range breakdowns, and these are 30-minute range breakdowns, or even a 30-minute range pop, which would be just the reverse, you still don't want to have 45 trades in it. So I'm encouraged, and maybe tomorrow it's going to be back to a lot of trades, but I'm encouraged by the number of trades. It certainly was a lot more handleable, to watch. So I think they're probably making progress on that. And, we'll have to see. Now, I did take a couple of other little trades. TTS, that actually slammed me. TTS came from here. That was on the AA channel, but it was kind of miserable. I think I got in right here. I think the alert was around 1480, and I took the trade right about here. It popped up, but then immediately just collapsed. So actually lucky to get out at 1452. Took a 30-cent loss on it, but so it wasn't crazy. The other one was THC, which was another one, and again, a very small profit. But really, the big one today was Hog. Definitely, Hog was a great alert from it, and that really would have made your day. Now, here's a couple I just want you to watch. BIOS. This actually, I believe, alerted yesterday on our Penny Pumper channel, and it really didn't do too much. But I just want you to take a look at the daily chart. Maybe you'll see what I'm seeing. I'm actually drawing a horizontal line right here at $2. So this is in my opinion anyway exactly what we should be all looking for. This obviously had the big decrease, another decrease. It looks like it's trying to come back. If it pops through two, then look at this beautiful void. I mean, really, obviously there's some resistance going to be at $3, but for a $2 stock to maybe even get up, 50 cents, that's a great percentage return. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that if it pops through $2, that's absolutely going to happen. But I, for one, will certainly be watching it, and see what happens tomorrow, or if it's not tomorrow, the next day. And it may never happen. Maybe it's just going to collapse further. But certainly, this should be on your watch list. Now, here is one that I actually didn't post as a trade. I did talk about it later. One of the things I'm doing again, I've sort of been remiss, is creating a little bit of a best 10 list. I started doing it. I did it last night, and ADAP came up on my list. And let me show you why I liked it. Again, it's all about the daily. Well, here is the daily chart. So, ADP obviously was up here at $12. It's had a long slide. Yesterday, it put in finally a nice green candle, and so this is what got me interested in it. Now, I was a little bit late. But it started moving up again, and I took the trade right here at 8.99. Let's see if I can, wow, okay, it's 8.97, but 8.99. Hopefully I didn't blow it. I did not sell. I'm going to hold on a little bit, see if I can get even a little bit more juice out of it. So it's a bit of a swing trade for me. But again, I'm going to start doing creating my best 10 list, and all I'm doing is I'm just going over. I take a look at one of my. In fact, it's this one. Let me just bring it up for you. The evening scan, as I call it, my evening scan. So what I do is once the market is closed, so at 4 o'clock, this will stop, and then I just start looking at each one of these. I think my configure, let's see, what have I got here? They have to be up at least 5% or down 5% from the close, 400,000 shares traded, and the relative volume at least two, and here's the price range. So I basically I will take a look at each one of these stocks on a daily chart, daily and a weekly chart, just to see where support and resistance is. And so that is why when I saw ADAP, I thought, well, okay. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to got in here, but it looks like it could be on the way to resuming, and at least going to challenge up into this level. So this is what we want to see. We want to see this void. There's nothing on the chart that is going to stop it. Okay, not technically on the chart that's going to stop it, and that's why BIOS, even though it's a cheaper stock, same kind of look. What's going to stop this from going up to three on the chart? Nothing. So, granted, I haven't put in any 200-day moving averages or anything else, but so it's a very clean looking chart. But you know, this is exactly though what I look for when I try to create my best 10. Now, some of them are going to be stocks that are now obviously Weight Watchers was on, and I scalped Weight Watchers a couple of times early this morning, for a little bit, and missed out on the big run again. Kind of beat myself up a little bit because I know yesterday I had said that I wanted to hold some Weight Watchers, um, you know, uh, but unfortunately I got taken out at 14. If I take a look at the probably a 30-minute chart, I'll get a 15-minute chart. Um, Yeah, where's 14? 14 is right around here. And this, unfortunately, this action right here at near the end of the day got me out. I was willing to hold because I was in at I think 1370 something. And I had ridden it all the way up to 15 a bit and sold, and but I wanted to hold a piece. I really did because again, if you don't know the story, Oprah took a 10% stake in it and has an option to buy another 5% of the company at I think it's just under $7, and plus she's on the board. And again, Oprah has had her 30-year battle with weight and very public. And so this is, if again, she's taken her money and she's put it into this company, and and she's got a massive media empire. So of course this was going to be in the public eye. But I just didn't stick with it. But anyway, well, if you take a look at a daily chart, it actually still has some room to run. To just expand this a bit. You're going to see what I mean. So right there, and it look, it wants to challenge it. I think it got just over 19. So right there is about 1958, and then we get all the way up to $30 for the next kind of resistance. So you know, again, it'll be if it goes up again tomorrow the same way. I mean, that'll be the third day up, obviously parabolic. But I just think it's probably going to be in the news for a long time. Oprah's got her magazine. She's got her Sirius radio station, and I think she has the Oprah Network. So she's going to be talking about this a lot. All right, that is it for me today. And let me just again show you how to get into the room. Here's the address to get into the room. Again, I'm usually there at quarter to 9, on the mic at 9 o'clock, all the way to 4 o'clock. Usually stick around about 4:15. So I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.